So, today's video, we're talking about circuitry, namely resistance. So in this one, we have one resistor with 220 ohms. And this one, we have two resistors in parallel, one with 220 ohms and the other with 170. We will be asking people which has the most resistance. Now, this one has the most resistance with 220 ohms, where this one only has 95.9 ohms of resistance, and we will be explaining why. So, okay, Hannah. So, we have two identical circuits here, except this one has one resistor in series and this one has two resistors in parallel. Which circuit do you think has more resistance?
Well, you know that one.
Okay, so if you have two checkout lines at a grocery store, and one of them moves at the same speed as this one, and one of them moves much slower, which would go faster? Which would get more people out first?
This one.
Okay, so which would have the least amount of resistance and getting more current through it?
This one.
Which checkout line gets the most people through it, or the most current?
This one.
Okay, so which one has the least amount of resistance?
This one.
Okay, alright, good.
Alright, so here you have two circuits, and one is two resistors connected in parallel, two resistors, and another one is a resistor connected in series. Okay, so which one has more resistance?
This one, because it has twice the resistors.
Okay, well, you see, think about this as a dam with holes in it. Alright, so these holes are equal size, but this one is a smaller hole, but it's still another hole. So now, in your opinion, which dam would let more water through?
That one.
Sir, this hole is just as big as that one. So, and this one has another hole.
Oh!
So maybe this one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, good job. So now that you're thinking about it, since these let two currents of electricity through, which one do you think lets more current through?
That one.
Okay, so which one has more resistance?
That one.
Yay!
Okay, Maria. So we have two identical circuits here, except one has this, one resistor in series, and this one has two resistors in parallel. Which circuit do you think has the most resistance?
This one.
Okay, so if we take the supermarket, and this one has two checkout lines, and this one has one. These two checkout lines are moving at the same pace, and this one is moving slower. Which one gets the most patrons through? Okay, so which one gets the most current through and has the least resistance? Alright, good.
Okay, so here we have two equal circuits, except one is connected in parallel and one's connected in series. So these two resistors are equal. So which one has more resistance?
I'm gonna say this one.
Okay. Well, think about these as checkers at a grocery store. These are the same, and this one's a little bit slower. So if you have two checkers at a grocery store, is it going to go faster than only having one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now that you know that analogy, which one do you think, or where do you think such current going to travel through faster?
Well, the current would travel through faster here because there's two checkers.
So, which one has less resistance?
So then this one will have less resistance because the people are getting out of the store quicker.
Yes. Good job.
Okay, Mede. So we have two identical circuits here. One with one resistor and one with two resistors in parallel. Which do you think has the most resistance?
You've got two resistors here?
Two resistors here.
Yeah.
One
One
right
resistor. Okay.
So which do you think has more resistance? from the resistors.
What is the 170?
These two are equal, and then this one's additional 170 ohms. And so you would have two resistors. This one's smaller than this one, and then these two are equal.
So I'm gonna go. I don't know anything about
Yeah.
this, but
That's okay.
they're named resistors.
Yes. So they provide resistance
So
in the circuit.
in the circuit, so you're saying which one has the most?
More resistance.
Hmm.
I thought that's what they were trying to do.
Two resistors. I don't know. It sounds like a trick question to me.
Well, pick what your gut tells you, and then we will explain the answer.
I'm gonna go with this one.
Okay, that is correct. So if you think about it as like checkers in the grocery store, if you have two checkers going at the same speed right here, and then you add one, even though it's slower, this circuit gets more people out of the grocery store than this one. So that's current is people. And so the more current you can get out is the less resistance. So good job. So most of our test subjects chose this circuit as having the most resistance initially. Now, they're wrong, but I understand why. Because looking at this, without having a knowledge of circuitry, you will see this one has two resistors and this one has one. So, to everyone that sees this, they think two resistors equals more resistance. And in all reality, this creates two streams, which makes for less resistance versus this one with only one stream. So, yeah.